everybody. This time I'm the talker. My name is Gio. This is
Steven. God, I hope so.
From Aroundtable, and today we'll be talking about Eternals. Go ahead, Steven. I like being second place.
Oh man, I was hoping you'd start. Okay,
No, that's why I took in charge.
Damn it.
Started.
Okay. Well, you started an introduction, so I'll do this. Eternals. I wasn't very familiar with it, so this is a little bit out of my element. I was kind of intimidated going into it because I've heard the mixed reviews. So after seeing this, I'm gonna have to say I was thoroughly entertained. It is different because I'm very unfamiliar with these characters. I would say they're basically kind of like immortals who are sent to protect Earth from another race of creatures who I forget the name right now.
Deviants.
Deviants, yes. Eternals are sent to protect Earth inhabitants from deviants. But then we find out there's a big game and a big pawn with the creator of the Eternals, which is that big robot guy. I forget my name. Celestial. Okay, sorry, I forgot.
My world.
His world. I just walk in every once. He allows me to step in into. He tolerates my ignorance. So
I'm that kind of a man.
So that's he's big. He's muy macho. That's why we like being in the dark in the theater together. That's a whole different review, but we'll go back later. So Eternals have to fight these deviants. They find out basically they are pawns in a bigger plan, which basically ends the world. So the world has to be destroyed in order to create other worlds and other human beings. So they decide they want to fight for that and remember who they are.
Excuse me, don't ruin the plot.
Well, the movie's been out for a month now. So. Okay. So basically, they have to save the world from being destroyed and save basically themselves, their history. Because they basically get deleted and sent to another world and do it all over again. Visually stunning. I thought everybody was pretty good in it. I enjoyed the movie quite a lot, even though
series hot. I was thirsty for her.
Siri is hot, and Selma Hayek, I have a soft spot for her too. So them in tight outfits will always do it for me. So that on a big screen, had worse times than that. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It is long. I think it's almost 3 hours long. Near the end, I was kind of getting a little fidgety on it. It could be the seats that we were in because we were in an IMAX theater. This time we went to a regular theater, so it did hurt my non-existent derriere. Other than that, entertained. I thought everybody was good in it. It was basically, if anybody's unfamiliar with this, I would say kind of like a Justice League Marvel style. You got a guy like Superman, you kind of have all these things. It's kind of basically a Justice League. But they're immortal, right? If that's okay? Would that make sense?
They're not really immortal. Because don't forget, they're artificial intelligence in the highest.
But they live long. They live thousands of years until their job is done, right?
Because you don't know if the people who passed away are going to resurrect because there's other robots of them.
Oh, okay. Well,
they have past memories. Anyways, here you go. The Eternals, I know a lot about them. Not the antique ones, but more or less in the whatever. And they were kind of duplicates of the Olympic gods. So Athena is Athena, then Icarus is supposed to be whatever, and it's all one. Except in the movie, a lot of characters who are male, like Ajax was a male guy who had a Mexican thing on his head, that kind of sense. He was a humongous beef guy. They made it into a woman. They made certain the speedster Makiri, whatever, if I remember pronounce it right. That was a male too in the comic books, and they changed. And this is perfect. The thing I loved it is because comics Eternals, I used to read a couple of times and I got fed up because it always starts something and it ends badly, and then the title disappears for a couple of years, then it resurfaces, then so what the guy did with the movie, because when they think about what they do Eternals movie, I go, are they crazy? That's a deadbeat comic book. It goes, what they gonna achieve? Guess what? I was wrong again. For me, okay, it's 3 hours. I loved it because here it is. It explains everything of the Eternals, that they make comic books, all mistakes, and they're trying to fix their mistakes about the history, how what the past and everything. And the movie has nothing to do with comic books almost. Only the character's name. Besides that, forget it. Oh yeah, here's one thing I love finally with Marvel or DC have done, or a lot of movies did, diversity.
Yeah.
This movie, I loved it. For that reason. It wasn't only black, it was only white, but there was all kinds of nationality. For me, kudos whoever did the casting. You're the best of the best. That's to me when I see the diversity, it's like, oh wow. At first, it makes sense completely. because it's supposed to be diversity. These people they're creating robots, so they want to blend them in the way, well, androids, what you want to call them, symbiotes and everything. Storylines, I loved it because they're trying to explain how they are, how they change. They were they don't have them knowing they were programmed to do a certain job, and the certain job they were supposed to get rid of the Divyats. It reminds me of the Green Lanterns when the Guardians had to recreate the Green Lanterns because the Manhunters, which were androids with Green Lanterns, the Guardians first created, went haywire, and that created the Green Lanterns to fix their mistakes because they were going on muck and they were going against the program and everything.
Just throwing it out there.
And then, okay, to not ruin everything, there's two endings. But here's the thing. There's another thing I love about this movie. He almost got to the tip. There was a lot of comparison of the Justice League in here. Icarus is Superman, automatically. Athena, they're fighting against each other. Wonder Woman, master of weapons and everything. Then you have Makira, which is a woman, it's a speedster. Flash, and it just shows you that the Flash could handle Superman if he was a vicious little beat, you know? And Athena could take care of Superman if she wanted to in her sense. It all depends who wants it more. And what I like about what's called Icarus, what I like about him, he's a badass here. Well, Superman is a little wussy, pussy, whatever. And I love in the movie what I love about it is because how I thought it started, how it started, ended. I was far from it. It was a Shakespearean movie. Who you thought was a friend ends up being the enemy. Who's the enemy could be your friend. But the problem is the enemy of the enemy is my friend. But you still killed somebody that I love, so you're still my enemy. And anyways, amazing because even the Divyat when he evolves and he talks, he's right. What's happening, you know? So and the Celestial, they want to get rid of the planet Earth because another Celestial is born. It's like every humans have done in their own life. Is one man's life worth millions? The British did it in World War II because of they sacrificed a city, a small town near the coastline because they discovered it. The Germans did the war, and he goes, look, a few have to die for the greater good. That's the expression. Sorry. So this is the same thing. If God thinks one thing doesn't mean you have to agree with them. And now they're under the wrath of the Celestial, the gods. And what's the next thing's gonna happen? So and then there's this little surprise guest on the second flick, which is Star Fox. And more than that, and then there's Pitt, which I was the happiest guy in the world. I forgot his name is Pitt. He's a little wisecrack troll from the space there. So automatically, I'm looking forward for what's happening later on. You know, and so far Marvel, their magic, they're still amazing. Now this, like compared to Shan-Hi, the martial artist thing, that was still is number one. But Eternal number two, a pretty close number Eternal, no problem, and the Black Widow very near the end. So that's it. So that's my opinion. My thumbs up. I wish I went to we went to the IMAX. Visually and butt-wise, especially butt-wise. It would have been
because we don't have any, so it kind of hurts.
And it made it worse. Now we have nothing at all.
Now we have nothing, so now we're just flat. But that's a whole other review that we'll do later, maybe in the future when most of you are drunk or asleep, because we don't want to put you through that. I'm going to recommend Eternals IMAX for sure.
Oh yeah, if you could go for it.
Yeah. So the bad reviews. I mean, for me, even if I was unfamiliar with it, I was in. Bottom line, I'm entertained.
And for me, what they were able to do for myself, that's my opinion, a lame comic book team. They made an amazing movie. It's like same thing with Captain America. I find a very lame character in comic books. It's very until when he was working for S.H.I.E.L.D. a long time ago. That was the best. When Captain America and S.H.I.E.L.D. were together and they're going against Hydra, like a James Bond kind of style, was amazing. But then after, he's like, and the movie was amazing. Marvel with the Russo brothers and everything. So the Eternal, if you like the Eternals, you love the Eternals, or you know about them, you'll be impressed how good. And this one here, it's like, it's an introduction a lot of superheroes, like the Eternals, nobody knows about them. Like me myself, I go, oh, that's supposed to be a guy. That was supposed to be a guy. No, it's not. And they changed it completely, so I had to adjust myself and everything. And then I made an amazing job, and I fully accepted. And again, I love the diversity in this movie. I mean, I cannot acknowledge and there's also like one person is gay, and I love that too.
Because there's a love scene, which I was surprised in a Marvel movie.
But they made it in a nice way.
Yeah, it's nice. It's beautiful.
It was beautifully done. Wasn't into your face. Yeah. It was more modern. But I love, like, oh yeah, hands down, was a very well done movie. I enjoyed it completely. That's it for me.
So Aroundtable is going to give it our vote for. We'll give her. What kind of powers do they have? These Eternals.
Mentally amazing, but wise painful.
Yeah. But wise 0. Mentally, visually, pretty damn good. I'm gonna, I'm gonna say what.
You give a B, I'll give an A.
I'll give it a B+. I'll give it a plus.
See 2 thumbs up with A. Good.
So if the comic book geek likes it,
yes,
and he thought it was lame, and I had no idea what it was, and we're still both entertained with that vast gap between us, I think it's worth a while. So this is Steven and
Gio
from the Aroundtable, wishing you all the best. Subscribe, hit the like button. We thank you for your support. And again, I'm going to say it. He's going to hit me after. Live the dream. Bye.
Bye.